Imagine yourself in a once-in-a-lifetime situation where an extraordinary amount of money unexpectedly lands in your lap. While it might seem like a dream come true, it's crucial to recognize that such sudden wealth can be both a blessing and a challenge. The most frequent way people experience this massive influx of cash is through an inheritance from a deceased family member. There are other ways too, like hitting the jackpot in the lottery or another form of gambling. But here's the truth. The majority of people who suddenly come into a fortune are often ill-prepared to handle it, and as a result, they squander it quickly. Statistics show that over 70% of lottery winners find themselves bankrupt within just 3 to 5 years. Why does this happen? Simply put, it's because they lack the knowledge of how to manage wealth. These people have never experienced having significant money, let alone built it, so they eagerly spend it all, and the fortune evaporates before their eyes. This is why having a solid plan in place is absolutely vital. It could be the difference between this newfound wealth being a life-changing opportunity or a heavy curse. In this guide, we will walk you through 15 essential actions to take if you ever find yourself suddenly rich. Let's begin with the most important steps. Number 1. Keep it to yourself. The absolute first thing you must do when this happens is keep it a secret. Do not tell anyone, not even your closest friends or family, at least not yet. When you initially discover that you're rich, resist the natural urge to broadcast the news. You'll be tempted to shout it out loud, rub it in the faces of those who doubted you, and maybe even burn a few bridges while waving your newfound wealth in front of your enemies. But here's the reality. That's the kind of behavior that keeps people broke. Now that you have money, privacy becomes your most valuable asset. You'll be able to tell people when the time is right, but for now, stay silent. Number 2. Eliminate all of your debt. After you've contained the news, the first and foremost financial move you should make is to settle any and all of your outstanding debts. This is a critical step because debt can be like a slow poison that eats away at your financial stability. As soon as that money reaches your account, the first order of business is to pay off everything you owe. Don't wait, don't hesitate, just clear it out. However, be cautious not to fall into the trap of thinking you can accumulate new debt now that you have money. Trust me, this is a dangerous mindset. Pay off the debt, and then commit to living debt-free moving forward. Number 3. Don't be in a hurry to quit your job. One of the worst decisions you can make, right after receiving a large sum of money, is to immediately walk away from your job. Doing so sets off a chain reaction that could lead you to financial ruin within a few years. Despite how appealing it may sound, human beings are not designed to be unproductive. No matter how much you dislike your current work, having something to keep you engaged is crucial. Without a job, you might find yourself bored, restless, and more likely to fritter away your fortune. Sure, the thought of telling your boss to shove it may be exhilarating, but remember that now the power dynamic has shifted. You can continue working with the knowledge that if things ever go south, you have the luxury to walk away. But for now, keep your job and maintain your routine. Number 4. Secure the money and give yourself time to adjust. Once the money is safely in your bank account and your debts are cleared, the best thing to do is nothing. That's right, let the money sit untouched for a while. The biggest change here isn't the money. It's you. You need time to mentally and emotionally process what this windfall means for your life. Don't rush out to buy everything you've ever wanted. Resist that temptation. The smartest move you can make is to leave the money alone for at least 6 months. It might sound like a long time, but it's not, and it will give you the clarity to make better decisions. During this period, you'll notice your plans evolve, and what you thought you wanted initially may completely change. This pause will prevent you from making impulsive choices that you might regret. Number 5. Invest in your education first. Before you even think about spending any of your new wealth, you must invest in your financial education. This step is non-negotiable. You've never built wealth before, which means you probably don't know how to grow or protect it. This has to change immediately if you want to keep that money. You must become financially literate and learn how money really works. Without this knowledge, you'll either make reckless choices or fall prey to those who want to take advantage of you. As the saying goes, a fool and his money are soon parted. Don't be the fool in this story. Take the time to educate yourself. You now have the luxury of time, so use it wisely. The average person who inherits or wins a large sum isn't a sophisticated investor, and you shouldn't try to become one overnight. Instead, start with the basics. Learn how to manage money, understand the importance of budgeting, and figure out how to make your wealth work for you. This is exactly why we created a foundational course called Money 101, designed to teach you everything you need to know to achieve financial freedom. Without these basics, you will forever be vulnerable to losing your money. We created this program because we believe that education is the most powerful tool for building and maintaining wealth. It's how we climbed out of poverty and into the realm of millionaires. Number 6, stick with the financial advisor. If your newfound wealth comes from an inheritance, chances are your late relative already had a trusted financial advisor managing their assets. You might be tempted to switch to someone new, but don't make any sudden decisions. The proof of the advisor's competency is right there in the size of the fortune you've just inherited. This person has likely helped build and preserve that wealth over the years. Imagine this. You've just inherited a fortune. The relief, the excitement, and the overwhelming thoughts begin to flood your mind. You might think that the money is in good hands, especially if the person you inherited it from had a reliable financial advisor. They clearly knew what they were doing because the wealth exists, right? Your first step should be to familiarize yourself with the relationship they had with their financial advisor. These professionals typically work on referrals and limit themselves to a select few clients, which is why they often come with a hefty price tag. But that price reflects their expertise. One of the biggest mistakes people make with newfound wealth is thinking they should switch advisors or find someone cheaper. Yet, all too often, this leads to financial ruin, as these new advisors drain the wealth with poor decisions. Number 7. Get comfortable, but not rich comfortable. While it may seem tempting to go all out, paying off every debt and buying an extravagant mansion in a wealthy neighborhood, this can be one of the biggest pitfalls. Yes, pay off your house. That's a great first step. But moving into a luxury neighborhood comes with long-term expenses, like property taxes, maintenance, and even social expectations that you might not be prepared for. Athletes make this mistake all the time. They purchase lavish homes but forget that the upkeep costs quickly drain their wealth. The goal here is to improve your life, not completely redesign it or adopt someone else's lifestyle. And please, do not buy a car for every relative and friend. Cars are depreciating assets. The money you spend will sit idle in your driveway, losing value every day. Fix your life, but resist the urge to upgrade to a new reality that might not be sustainable. Number 8. Do not invest in your friends' businesses or lend them money. At some point, people will find out about your newfound wealth. And trust me, they'll come running. Friends, relatives, distant acquaintances, they'll all have their hands out, pitching you their grand business ideas or asking for loans that they'll assure you they can pay back. But here's the reality. Money you give away is money you will likely never see again. Your safety net will become riddled with holes, and suddenly, the security you thought you had will disappear. Money can quickly turn into a curse, especially if you give it away recklessly. Relationships that were once solid can sour because inevitably, people will lose the money or mismanage it, and you'll be the one they blame. Even if you say no, resentment might build, but at least your financial future will be intact. In that scenario, your kids will still be able to go to college, and your wealth will remain preserved for your family. Number 9. Don't rush into starting a business. Many of us dream of being our own boss, running a successful company and thinking, I could do this better than the competition. But here's the harsh truth. 9 out of 10 new businesses fail. And if you've come into a large sum of money, it wasn't because you were lucky in business. It was likely luck from inheritance or gambling. Luck is not what makes a business succeed. If you rush into starting a company with your newfound wealth, you might find that the illusion of potential success fades, along with the money you invest. Start small, consult with your financial advisor, and run every idea by them before you act. It's easy to get caught up in the excitement of being an entrepreneur, but the risks can be high. Proceed cautiously and thoughtfully. Number 10. Prepare for life to change dramatically. More money, more problems. The larger your wealth, the bigger the target on your back. People will try to sue you, manipulate you, or scam you. It's an unfortunate truth that having money can complicate life in unexpected ways. Problems may not go away entirely, they just evolve into more sophisticated challenges. Be prepared for lawsuits, manipulation, and scams as people try to find ways to take what you've got. Protecting your wealth becomes just as much work as earning it. Number 11. Prioritize your health. Now that you have the financial means to live comfortably, it's time to ensure that you can actually enjoy it for as long as possible. Start by scheduling a full health checkup. With your new wealth, you can invest in a personalized health plan, from what you eat to how you maintain both your body and mind. It's a privilege to be able to afford this, so take full advantage. Prioritize your well-being because no amount of money is worth it if you aren't healthy enough to enjoy it. Number 12. The 5% rule. This rule is crucial to ensure your newfound wealth lasts. The idea is simple. Never spend more than 5% of your total assets each year. By doing this, you ensure that the bulk of your wealth remains intact and continues to generate returns year after year. Think of your fortune like a money tree. If you take care of it, it will continue to bear fruit, providing you with a steady income. But if you cut it down to use for firewood, the money won't last long. Stick to the 5% rule, and your money could last a lifetime. Number 13. Protect your kids from the money. While your life will undoubtedly change with this sudden wealth, it's essential to remember that your children's lives will change too. The best way to protect them is through setting up a trust. This way, they receive an allowance from the trust without being able to access the principal amount. This is how the rich stay rich and how legacies are passed down through generations. A trust ensures that your wealth is preserved while still providing for your children. Number 14. Stay faithful to your partner. This may seem like a no-brainer, but the truth is, money brings temptation. People will want to be close to you because of your newfound wealth, and they may have personal motives. Temptations will be stronger, and the price of giving in will be far more expensive than you might think. In the case of a divorce, you could lose half of everything you own, plus pay child support. The money should be used to strengthen your family, not tear it apart. Unfortunately, not everyone is mature enough to handle this kind of responsibility, but if you can keep your head on straight, you can prevent some significant heartache. Number 15. Play it safe. Lastly, resist the urge to gamble with your wealth. Don't put your money into shady business deals or attempt to double your investment quickly. The best thing you can do is to act as if this financial windfall never happened. Keep living your life as though your debt and financial worries have magically disappeared, but maintain your same level of caution and frugality. By playing it safe and not taking unnecessary risks, your money will grow, and you will continue to be financially secure. The key to lasting wealth is not abusing it. Just keep living smart, and your fortune will take care of you and your family for generations to come. We've seen it time and time again. Individuals who've been blessed with unimaginable wealth, only to watch it slip right through their fingers. They had it all, and then they lost it all. It's a cautionary tale that we wish we didn't have to repeat, but the truth is, it happens more often than you think. And let's be honest, we don't want your story to become another chapter in this book of financial disaster. Imagine this. Your name mentioned in a future video as an example of someone who came into a fortune but managed to blow it all. That's not the legacy you want to leave behind, right? So take these lessons seriously, because they're designed to help you avoid such a fate. But now, we're curious. Do you personally know someone who has walked this unfortunate path? Someone who was once wealthy, but ended up losing everything? Maybe it's a friend, a family member, or even yourself. Whatever the case, we encourage you to share your story in the comments below. By sharing these real-life experiences, we can help our community learn from them, providing insights that could prevent others from making the same mistakes. And since you've stuck with us this far, you already know there's always something special waiting for you at the end. Here's your bonus tip. Number 16. The law of averages is always at play. Whenever fortune strikes, be cautious. It's tempting to believe that luck is on your side forever, but that's not how the universe works. Life has a way of seeking balance, and the more dramatically the pendulum swings in your favor, the harder it can swing back. The law of averages reminds us that everything eventually evens out. Think of it like a cosmic scale. When things tip too far in one direction, balance will be restored in the other. Or, as Thanos famously said, everything should be perfectly balanced. That word, balance, should be your guiding principle as you navigate life with this newfound wealth. As long as you keep balance at the core of your decisions, you'll be in a much better position to safeguard what you've earned. Now, for those of you who are true Eluxers, those dedicated viewers who stick with us until the very end, we want to hear from you. If you've watched this entire video, drop the word balance in the comments section below. It's our little secret handshake, a way to keep the heart of this community alive and thriving. Your engagement helps fuel conversations and lessons that can change lives, and we're so grateful for that. Thank you for spending your valuable time with us today, my friend. As always, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe so you never miss another video filled with valuable insights. We're here to help you grow, both financially and personally, and we're thrilled to be on this journey with you. Until next time, take care of yourself, and remember to keep everything in balance. Bookmark.